shoulders. Weak shoulders oftentimes are the culprit for tight shoulders, but it really limits a lot of what you can do from an upper body perspective if we have weak shoulders. Now, what I mean by weak shoulders, it might not necessarily mean the pecs or the delts or the upper traps or these bigger muscles. We're talking about the rotator cuff and your body's ability to create tension and stabilize the joint itself so that the big muscles, such as the pecs and the delts, can actually do what they need to do. They can't exhibit as much strength if the rotator cuff and the stabilization is not there, keeping that joint in place and together. So what we're gonna do here is what we call a bottoms up progression of play. The bottoms up kettlebell position is inherently extremely unstable, forcing me to find the stability within my shoulder to control this. So we start with, first and foremost, just a bottoms up hold. So bottoms up hold, I'm gonna zoom in here. The nature of the kettlebell, right? If I'm holding it upside down, is it's very top heavy. So all I'm trying to do, I'm gonna bring it up with two hands, get a nice solid grip under this kettlebell, and I'm gonna simply just hold this. Now what tends to happen is as this gets wobbly, we see a lot of this where we're trying to get the center of mass on our body and our feet. I want you to really focus on stacking yourself tall. I don't want this sitting down here. I want it here or closer to 90 degrees, but this is all right. And we're trying to keep our forearm vertical, and we're just gonna sit here and hold. Now the fatigue will start to sit in and you'll start to feel that shakiness, and the goal is to control this as best as you can while you continue to breathe. If we're holding our breath, that means we are now forcing this system to help with the stability of the shoulder. We want the shoulder to be stable independently of us having to hold our breath. Now, as you get better at this motion, we can add movement. So obviously me just standing here can get tough after a while, but now if I add marching, right, my center of mass is doing this. And so this is now more unstable and I have to fight that urge for it to fall, right? I can go into translation of walking. So a bottoms up carry. I can go into translation of up and down, or side to side, or a squat, right? So there's a lot of variations. If we just now consider this rack position that we typically do squats and other things from, we can do it in a bottoms up position. You can even take this further and go into a bottoms up press, right? Now, argumentatively, as you get stronger here, using a heavier weight will make it more unstable and it progresses. So the goal is to not just get the heaviest bottoms up that you can do, but it really helps enhance the stability of the shoulder joint for you to be able to exhibit more strength everywhere else and just have more control in whatever you're doing.